Good evening. Tonight I'm going to share with you my review of this lens here, which is a Vivitar 300mm f5.6 lens. Now this is a vintage lens that was manufactured between 1969 and 1978. And back in the day, this was a fairly premium lens. Now it wasn't like the Canon or the Nikon lenses, but it sold at that time for about $120, whereas a Canon lens sold for like $180, which 50% more. And if you think just in today's prices, $60 doesn't sound like much. But if you translate it, inflation adjusted, this was about like a $650 lens in today's prices. And the Canon lens was about $950. So it was really considered a fairly serious lens, and known for creating very decent images. Made by Tokina, this one here, and Japanese manufacturer. And it's all steel. I mean, this thing, it's a brick. Let me see if I can show you this. Hopefully that comes out. It weighs about, with the adapter, it's about 1 3/4 pounds. So it's not a light lens. And unfortunately, it has no tripod mount on it, which it could really use with this weight, thinks me. It does have a lens hood, like that sound, built in. And one of the things I'm not really crazy about on the lens is the focus throw. So the minimal focal distance on the lens is just under 20 feet or 6 meters. And after it hits 200 feet, you go to infinity. But in order to go from the minimal focal distance all the way around to infinity, that's 180 degrees of turning. It's a lot of turning. So, between 100 feet and 200 feet is not an infinity, let's say, is about an inch. But needless to say, it's going to be a challenge with anything like rapid moving birds or whatever. But, that's just the way these lenses are. The minimum aperture, as I stated, was 5.6, and the maximum stop-down aperture is f/22. So those are the main particulars. I mounted it on my Panasonic GH5 Mark II via a Photassi adapter, which is, like about 15 bucks. This particular lens happens to have a Canon mount. I don't like the Canon mounts. That's just my FD mounts. I'm just not crazy about them. Don't want to get into it, but I do think it's a pretty decent lens. I did see a review on it where they didn't think too highly of it, but I actually think, I was able to get some decent shots with it, the stills, and the video. I felt like a lot of the video that I got was pretty decent. But then again, I'm a hobbyist. I'm not a hardcore pixel peeper like, some people. I'm not, when I can see the chromatic aberration and whatnot, yeah, I'm not crazy about it. But a lot of times the problem when you're shooting with a vintage lens isn't going to be the lens necessarily. It may be partly your skill, because they do take some work. You don't shoot them with the ease that you do with a modern autofocus lens attached. Anyway, that is my introduction to the lens. Now let's take a look at some of the stills and some of the footage that I got with it.